receiving this signal when most of the population around you feels nothing, suspects nothing, sleeps through the most important cosmic event in 20 centuries. The manuscripts give a specific answer, and it is not flattering to the idea of random selection. The texts call them sementes da luz, the seed souls, the fragments of Sophia who agreed before this incarnation to wake up first and help the others, not because they were special in a vanity sense, because they were volunteered, and when the signal arrived they recognized it instantly, even if their conscious mind took months or years to catch up. Have you ever felt like a foreigner in your own family? Like the rules of this world were written in a language you could almost, but never quite, read? Like there was a mission you forgot at the door of birth and spent your whole life trying to remember? That is not depression. That is not a personality defect. That is the seed remembering. In the next block, I will show you the 7 concrete signs that confirm the seed inside you is activating right now. The ancient texts do not leave the awakening to chance. They list the markers, the precise, physical, measurable signs that accompany the return of Sophia into the human field. I am going to walk you through 7 of them, and I want you to count silently, in your own mind, how many have already visited you in the past year. Do not inflate the number. Do not diminish it. Just count. The first sign is massive synchronicity. Not occasional, not charming, massive. Numbers that repeat across unrelated contexts. Names appearing in 3 different places in the same afternoon. Conversations where strangers answer questions you never asked out loud. The Gnostic manuscripts call this the tearing of the veil, the moment when the simulation begins to leak information across the boundaries it used to defend. If this has been happening to you with a frequency that no longer feels explainable, you are not imagining the pattern. You are perceiving the thinning of the membrane. The second sign is the collapse of institutions in your internal landscape. Suddenly, the politician you once trusted looks hollow. The religion that once comforted you feels like a costume. The career you built with such care reveals itself as a performance. This is not cynicism. This is pneumatic vision activating. Sophia does not destroy the false structures. She simply removes the glamour that made them appear real, and you begin to see the scaffolding underneath. The third sign is the activation of dormant DNA. Modern science has finally admitted what the initiators always knew. Over 90% of human genetic material was once called junk. That word has been quietly retired because researchers now understand that these sequences carry regulatory functions we barely comprehend. The ancient texts describe them differently. They call them the sleeping alphabets, the coded letters of the original divine signature, folded and waiting for a specific frequency to unfold them. That frequency is arriving now, and the body registers it as waves of heat, pressure at the crown, tingling at the base of the spine, and inexplicable moments of ecstatic clarity that last 3 or 4 seconds before dissolving. The fourth sign is shared visions, not identical, but rhyming. Seekers across 3 continents are dreaming the same archetypal images in the same week. A luminous woman standing at the edge of a dark lake, a broken tower crumbling into golden light, a child with ancient eyes speaking words you cannot remember on waking but that leave you trembling for hours. The Gnostics called this the weaving of the common dream, and they said it would be one of the last signs before the veil became transparent to those ready to see through it. The fifth sign is mirror numbers, 11. 11 has become almost cliché, but the phenomenon goes far beyond one sequence. 12, 21, 3, 33, 4, 44, 2, 22. Appearing on clocks, receipts, license plates, random page numbers, at the precise moment you are thinking a thought that matters. These are not coincidences. They are the demiurge's own clock betraying him, showing you the seams in his time code. The sixth sign is hypersensitivity. Sudden intolerance for environments that never bothered you before. Certain supermarkets feel unbearable. Certain people drain you within minutes. Certain foods your body once accepted now produce violent rejection. This is the pneumatic system upgrading its filters. Sophia is refusing through your own biology, to continue consuming what poisons the awakening. And the seventh sign, the one that changes everything, is recognition between seeds. You meet a stranger. Within 4 minutes, you are speaking at a depth that usually takes years to reach. The eyes lock and something behind the eyes nods in acknowledgement. We are the same, the recognition says. We came for the same work. We forgot each other, but we are remembering now. If this has happened to you even once in the past year, you have already encountered another piece of the awakening network. And when you recognize these signs in yourself, something specific begins to happen. The archontes lose their grip on your attention. The distractions stop working. The old addictions weaken. The noise of the counterfeit world turns down, and underneath it you begin to hear something you have not heard in 2,000 lifetimes. A quiet voice, feminine, patient, saying your true name. Not the name on your birth certificate. The name Sophia gave to the fragment before it fell. But hearing the name is only the beginning, because once she calls you, the archontes are forced to respond. And the manuscripts describe exactly what that response looks like, and exactly why 2026 is the year they cannot afford to lose. Here is the truth. The institutional religions have worked 20 centuries to prevent you from hearing. Sophia is not returning alone. She cannot. The Gnostic texts are brutally explicit on this point, and it is the point every sanitized translation quietly softens into theological vagueness. Sophia returns through the pneumatikoi, through the awakened fragments, through you. Her body of return is not a single avatar descending from the clouds. Her body of return is the distributed network of seed souls, remembering themselves simultaneously across the planet. She does not arrive as a person. She arrives as a recognition moving through millions of people at once. And this is why the archontes are in a state of panic, the ancient texts predicted, but that no human generation has ever witnessed directly until now. They prepared for a single messenger. They have no defense against a swarm. Look around you. The accelerating chaos in every institution, the compulsive manufacturing of new distractions, new fears, new digital narcotics designed to fracture attention faster than it can gather. The unprecedented pressure on seekers to doubt themselves, medicate themselves, silence themselves. This is not random cultural decay. This is counterattack. The system knows the timer is ringing. The system knows the mass recognition is forming. And the system is throwing every remaining tool at delaying it by even a few years. Because every month that the pneumatikoi network reaches critical mass, the demiurge's architecture loses another structural layer. You are not a spectator of this event. You are a node inside it. The doctrine the initiators protected at the cost of their lives is called the riconoscimento mutuo, the mutual recognition, and it describes the precise mechanism by which Sophia's scattered fragments find each other in the final years of the cycle. When one seed awakens, its frequency calls to the others within resonance range. Not geographically, frequentially. A seed in Tokyo can be closer in pneumatic terms to a seed in Sao Paulo than to the neighbor living one floor below. And when the seeds begin to recognize each other, a field effect forms that the demiurge cannot replicate, cannot infiltrate, and cannot shut down. You have felt this field. You may not have had the vocabulary for it, but you have felt it. The moment a stranger's words cracked something open in you that years of therapy could not reach. The moment a book appeared in your hands at the exact week you needed it. The moment a song played and you wept without knowing why, except that it was the first true thing you had heard in months. Those were field pulses. Those were other fragments pulsing your coordinates into the web. Now, before I reveal the final piece, I want to speak to those of you who have stayed until this moment. You have watched video after video on this channel. You have felt Sophia pulling. You have recognized the signs, and you know somewhere beneath thought that scattered fragments will never be enough. The ancient code was built for exactly this moment. It is the complete Gnostic initiation. I spent months assembling 5 suppressed masterclasses that were never meant for a public platform. The ancient code dossier, a printable manual you can study away from any screen. and the Gnostic meditation audio series that activates what the